Ed Mead from Viewber, and I'm here, extremely pleased to be here, with Simon Bradbury from Thomas Morris Fine & Country, 7 offices plus a Fine & Country office in the Cambridgeshire area. So, the reason I'm talking is that Simon's been using Viewber for a little bit, trialing it in some of his office, and is now rolling it out to other offices. So, just here to get your experience of it.
Well, the first time I heard about Viewber actually was on the website on Property Industry Eye. When I first saw it, perhaps it was about a year ago, I thought, why on earth would an estate agent pay other people to do what they should be doing themselves? And I thought of all the negatives and then completely put it out of my mind. Then I noticed that an increasing number of agents seemed to be using it. I thought, well, perhaps I've got it wrong now.
Perhaps you're missing something.
Yes, perhaps I'm missing something. And then at a National Advisory Council meeting for Relocation Agent Network, Richard Tucker said, has anybody used this? And a few people, yeah. And then if you recall, Richard said, well, if you want to find out more, give it a call, which I did. And then you came in to see us.
So how do you use it?
I'll tell you how we use it, I promise, but it's different to what I thought we would do.
Okay.
The way I got the message originally was that we'd have people who would remotely do all our viewings for us. That's what I thought. It evidently isn't that, or it isn't for us, I assume for a lot of your other clients. The way that it actually works for us is that if we have an overspill of viewings, too many viewings and not enough negotiators to conduct the viewings, we use it as an overspill service. One of the ways I'm trying to explain it to my colleagues, the branch managers and fellow directors, is think about it like Moneypenny, the telephone answering service when you can't get there. So that's how we use it. Overspill, for want of a better phrase.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where your negs can't really be in 2 places at once, sort of thing. So
yes.
It gives them the ability to...
Either because they can't or they choose not to, which might sound a bit strange, but we tend to use it if the vendor insists that we have to be there for a survey, for example, which might last 2 or 3 hours. Why would I want one of my top negotiators used to generating cash for us, driving an hour, being there for 2 or 3 hours and then coming back virtually writing off an entire day?
So having trialled it in 3, you've now offered it to all of your offices?
Yes, we have, yeah. We started off with 3 branches. Again, just to be completely straightforward with you, Ed, the anxieties and questions that were in my mind originally have been in all of the branch managers.
Absolutely.
Minds. So it takes a while for people to understand what it's all about. There's this overspill thing. So we've used it for, actually, I don't think we've actually used it yet for an open house, but we intend to. I think that's a great use. Yeah. If you're going to have a concentrated amount of viewings over a short period of time, that's a good use for a view. But I mentioned to you, if you've got surveyors or whatever going to a property, good use for that there. The other thing, in fact, I don't think I mentioned this, one of the other anxieties that I certainly had and my colleagues had was, well, we're really good at Thomas Morris at getting mortgage leads, conveyancing leads. Surely no one is going to be as good as I am at generating those extra leads. But in actual fact, our biggest way branch, which is one of the first 3 that we used Viewber for, the branch manager there, Ryan, mentioned to me that the second time he used Viewber, they got both a conveyancing and a mortgage lead out of it. Because the other anxiety that people have is, what are these people, what are they going to be like? And when you explain the service to us, you explain that most of these people they're not doing this as their main source of income. They're interested in property, interested in people. Perhaps they are an ex-estate agent, perhaps they're not. But they seem to be really, really good quality people.
Well, that's good to hear. And of course, they're local, which is one of the main points.
Yes,
is that they know the area.
And we have genuinely been impressed with the quality of people. In fact, before we were doing this, you were chatting downstairs and unprompted. My colleague Gail said, yeah, she was impressed with the quality of the person that she'd had contact with. I think it's one of those things that we will, when everybody really understands how it works, I think it will increase in its usage as people understand it more and more and more.
Yeah.